Most people don't lose their crypto from hacks, they lose it from making one simple mistake. From romance scams to keeping your crypto on exchanges, these mistakes can wipe out your entire crypto portfolio in seconds. I've interacted with over 20,000 crypto holders here on the channel, and I see the same painful mistakes over and over again. So in this video, I'm breaking down 11 of the most dangerous ones so that you know how to avoid becoming the next horror story in my comments section. Let's start with a mistake that I've been seeing a lot more recently, specifically in the age range of 45 to 60-year-olds, and I know that's oddly specific, but every time this happens, someone from that age group reaches out to me asking if they're getting scammed. It's called a pig butchering scam, and it's quickly becoming one of the most common and dangerous scams in crypto because of how it works. Now, here's how it works. Someone random will reach out to you, usually through social media, dating websites, or even a simple text message, and they'll offer you some kind of crazy investment opportunity without asking for anything up front. Next, they help you set up a crypto exchange account. They'll show you how to buy crypto, how to transfer it, the whole 9 yards. Meanwhile, they're also building a personal relationship with you, oftentimes a romantic one, so they'll jump on phone calls with you, video calls, and they might even talk to you daily. And they don't just do this for a couple days, they will do this for months. And the reason why this is so effective is because they're not stealing anything from you during this time, they're just focusing on building trust, getting closer to you, and patiently waiting to make their move. Until one day when they feel that they've extracted enough personal information and money from you, they'll make their final move and steal all of your crypto and leave you high and dry. This scam works because it preys on your emotions. Now, the best way to avoid this scam and avoid making this mistake is to realize that anytime someone reaches out to you with an investment opportunity or some way to make insane money, or saying they just want to help you, realize that it is 100% a scam. Okay, this next mistake can give scammers access to your crypto wallet, even if you're using the most secure cold wallet on the market, and it's called a malicious contract approval. Most of the time when you interact with the blockchain, which is where all of crypto lives, to do things like swap crypto, buy NFTs, or claim an airdrop, you're actually signing a digital contract approval, and this is completely normal and just part of how crypto and blockchain networks work. But here's where it gets dangerous. Scammers know this and they exploit it, so they create a malicious contract approval that looks like a normal contract approval that you would usually interact with, but in the back end is actually malicious, and when you sign it, you're actually granting the scammer permission to access all of the funds in your wallet. And once you sign that malicious contract, it's already too late. The scammer doesn't need your seed phrase or a password. You're literally giving them access to the funds in your wallet. Now, that's why this is so hard to spot and why a lot of experienced users still fall victim to this scam. And it's also why it's one of the most common scams in crypto. So how do you avoid it? Well, step number one is just to realize that this scam exists, because a lot of people don't know that this is a thing. Step number two is to understand that a hardware wallet won't protect you from user error. You're literally inviting the scammer into your wallet, so this is a user issue, not a device issue. So the only guaranteed way to avoid this mistake, and how I've avoided it for the last 6 years, is to use your hardware wallet the right way, which means you don't connect it to random websites. I only use my hardware wallet to send, receive, and store crypto. I'm not connecting it to any random websites or decentralized applications. That's not to say that I don't interact with different websites to claim airdrops or mine crypto, but when I do those actions, I use something like a hot wallet like MetaMask or a separate hardware wallet, and this is what I call my burner wallet, and I only put a small amount of crypto in there, just what I need for the transaction. That way, if something does go wrong and my wallet does get hacked because I signed a bad approval, it's only a part of my crypto that's getting stolen versus my entire portfolio. Okay, this next mistake can get you hacked, SIM swapped, or even physically threatened, and the worst part is most of you don't even know you're doing it or not doing it, and that's not practicing OPSEC, otherwise known as operational security. It sounds technical, but it's really not. If I were to sum up OPSEC in one sentence, it would be the practice of not making yourself a target. The moment you tell someone you own crypto, or worse, how much you own, you've painted a big red bullseye on your back, and it doesn't matter if it's your cousin, your coworker, or some random person in a Reddit thread. It's not safe to do. There are plenty of examples of people who have gotten robbed or even kidnapped because they decided to flash their crypto portfolio or lavish lifestyle online. So one of the simplest ways to implement operational security is to keep your secrets private, both in person and online. But here are some other actionable steps that you can take to instantly increase your operational security. Number one, enable two-factor authentication on all your online accounts, and if possible, don't use your phone number or email for 2FA since they can be hacked. An authentication app like Google Authenticator is going to be more secure. Number two, don't share your public wallet address, especially if it holds a lot of value. Blockchain data is public, so anyone can track what's inside your wallet if they know your wallet's address. And number three, just never talk about your holdings. It might feel harmless to tell a friend or post online that you bought the dip or made 5x on a coin, but that info can spread fast and to the wrong person, so treat your crypto portfolio like your bank account and just keep it private. This fourth mistake is arguably the most common on the list, and you probably won't even realize it's a mistake until you experience the consequences for yourself, and that is keeping your crypto on an exchange like Coinbase, Binance, or whatever platform you might use. Crypto exchanges are what's known as custodial wallets, and all that means is that they control your crypto because they control and own the keys that are used to manage your crypto. So even though it looks like it's your crypto when you sign into your crypto exchange account, you're not actually in control of it. Now, I've talked to a lot of people on the channel who have had their crypto stored on an exchange for years without any issues, and that was me as well until one day I bought some crypto on Coinbase and they froze that crypto for over a month, so I couldn't do anything with it. And that was the moment I realized I'm never going to keep any of my crypto on a crypto exchange again. And that's just one example. One of my best friends had his entire Coinbase account locked for almost a year due to security concerns. So for that entire year, he wasn't able to access any of his crypto. So he missed out on some selling opportunities. And this is exactly why keeping your crypto on an exchange is such a huge risk. And ultimately, it's a mistake. And worst of all, crypto exchanges aren't even that safe. FTX is a perfect example of an exchange who mismanaged more than $8 billion worth of customer funds, or more recently, the $1.4 billion Bybit hack, where the Bybit CEO accidentally signed over $1.4 billion to hackers. So if you've got crypto sitting on an exchange right now, you should really reconsider it. If you're serious about holding your crypto long term and making some money, then you really should get it into a cold wallet. Cold wallets, aka hardware wallets, put you in full control of your crypto because they allow you to own and manage your own keys that ultimately control your crypto. So that means no one can freeze your crypto, freeze your account, or lock you out of your account. This is also known as self-custody or non-custodial wallets, and in my opinion, it's the only way you should store your crypto. If you're new to cold wallets or you just want to learn more about them, I've got a video where I share 5 years of my cold wallet experience. I'll leave that in the description if you want to check it out after this one. And that actually leads us to the next mistake, not using a cold wallet. A study that was done in 2023 showed that only 10% of crypto holders use a cold wallet, and I bet that number is even lower today, and that's scary. Maybe that's because a lot of people think a cold wallet is just for storing your keys offline, and if that were the case, why not just put your seed phrase on a USB stick or write it down on a piece of paper? Well, one word: security. So cold wallets do store your keys offline, but they store them in a hack-proof chip called a secure element chip, and this thing is immune to both digital and physical attacks. Plus, cold wallets have a ton of other security features like PIN protection, password protection, and some of them even have like self-destruct mechanisms that would prevent anyone from accessing your keys and getting a hold of your crypto. But here's the thing, protecting your crypto isn't just about securely storing your keys, but you also want to ensure that your keys were generated in a secure environment and that you can continue to manage your keys in a secure environment, which is exactly what a cold wallet allows you to do. Now, to be fair, I will say there are a couple of downsides to using a cold wallet. First is the initial cost. Some cold wallets, depending on what you get, can cost over $300. However, I tell people, if you can't afford to protect your investments, well, you probably shouldn't be investing in the first place. That said, you can get a reputable cold wallet for under $100, so you don't need to break the bank to get something that's going to secure your crypto for years to come. But then we get into arguably the biggest downside of cold wallets, and that is the learning curve. A lot of these cold wallet companies focus so much on security that they completely forget that they also need to make a device that's easy to use, especially for beginners. Like, there are some wallets on the market that I will never recommend to beginners because they're just too complicated to use. Tangent, for example, is one of the most secure wallets on the market and by far the most beginner-friendly wallet. It's the one that I recommend to most beginners here on the channel. and the one that I also suggest to my personal friends and family who want to protect their crypto but don't know enough to use something that's a bit more technical. And we've had countless people here on the channel, many over the age of 55, say Tangem was shockingly easy to use, so if price or complexity was ever an excuse for not using a cold wallet, that excuse has officially been KO'd. If you want to learn more about Tangem and how it works, I'll drop my full 2-year review in the description for you. Alright, unfortunately, I see a lot of crypto holders make this next mistake, which can lead to your seed phrase, aka the key to your wallet, being stolen, and that is keeping your seed phrase in a cloud like Google Drive or Proton Drive. So there are a couple of ways a cloud could be compromised. One, if you're using a weak password, someone might be able to guess it. Or the more common way is if you happen to download malware onto the device that you use to access a cloud, someone could just be waiting and watching until you access it so that they can access it themselves or at least see what's in that cloud. And this is exactly why cold wallets are so effective. Since they don't directly connect to the internet and your keys are stored offline on the physical device, there's no way that anyone is going to access it, even if you have malware on your computer or your phone. Since the wallet is completely separate from your phone and computer, it just doesn't matter. It's not going to affect your wallet. But cloud storage is literally internet storage, so it is the worst way to store the keys to your crypto wallet. And to be clear, any form of online storage is a terrible solution for storing your keys. So whether that's a cloud, your email, or your photo gallery, not a good option. And I've seen a few examples of this from some of our subscribers. One guy had his seed phrase stored in his email, and then one day he woke up, it was a Sunday, all of his Bitcoin was missing, it was about $3,000 worth. Come to find out, he had downloaded some malware onto his computer, and that malware led to the hackers getting access to his email account, where they found his seed phrase and drained his crypto wallet. So the moral of the story is just stop storing your seed phrase online. Another mistake I see a lot of beginners make, or more specifically people who are new to cold wallets, is buying the wrong cold wallet. Now, rightfully so, if you get the wrong cold wallet, you're going to have a bad experience, and you'll probably become discouraged from making the transition to cold storage, which is what we want to avoid and really the only reason I'm even mentioning it. So there's a couple things you want to check before deciding which wallet is best for you, because I always say there's no best cold wallet, only best for you. The first thing you want to check before anything else is the coin support. Does it support the cryptocurrencies that you want to hold in it? Not all wallets are going to support these same blockchain networks, therefore they won't support these same cryptocurrencies. If it doesn't support the crypto that you want to hold, your research can stop there and you can move on to another wallet. You can usually find the coin support page on the wallet's website. And then once you find the coin support tab, you can either search for the coins that you want to hold in it or just scroll through the list. I find it's usually easier to just type in whatever coins you plan to hold in it. That way you can find them quicker versus scrolling through a list of thousands of coins. Next, make sure to check device compatibility. Some cold wallets only work with phones while others only work with computers, or some work with both. So it really comes down to what you have at home and what you prefer using, phone, computer, or both. And again, you can find all this information on the wallet's website. And the last thing, but arguably the most important thing you should consider, is user friendliness. If you get a wallet that's hard to use, you're more than likely going to make a mistake, so it actually becomes a liability at that point and you could end up losing your crypto. So you want to make sure you get a wallet that matches your experience level. Now, the best way to see if a wallet is user friendly or not is to just look up some videos on YouTube. Try to find the ones that actually show someone using the wallet versus just talking about the website. I have an entire hardware wallet playlist on this channel that does exactly that. I go over a bunch of different wallets and show how they work and all their features. If you want to check that out, it's on my channel. Otherwise, just drop a comment and I can point you in the right direction. But as long as you confirm those three things, coin support, device compatibility, and user friendliness, you're more than likely going to choose a great wallet that you'll enjoy using. Another mistake that most crypto holders don't even consider is ignoring portfolio diversification. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. If something does happen to your wallet and someone gains access to it, then you lose all of your crypto. Versus if you have a couple different wallets that you can break up your crypto portfolio into chunks. Now, a lot of people ask me, Alex, how much crypto should I keep in one wallet? And my answer is always the same: It depends. It's honestly a personal preference. What might feel like a lot of money to me might not be much money to you. So maybe you feel comfortable keeping $5,000 worth of crypto in one wallet, whereas some people feel comfortable keeping millions of dollars worth of crypto in one wallet. So it really depends on your personal risk tolerance and what you feel comfortable with. Now, I will say that cold wallets are designed to store any amount of crypto. There's no limit to how much crypto a wallet can hold, whether it's a few $100s or billions of dollars. That's what these wallets are designed for. But ultimately, it comes down to your level of experience and how confident you feel in using your wallet the right way. Either way, diversifying your funds across multiple wallets is always a smart move and is a key part of operational security. This next mistake isn't so much about security as it is about having a plan. Now, if I had to guess, you're probably in crypto to make some money. But a lot of people that I know who get into crypto just buy crypto, they hold it, and then that's as far as they make it. They don't think ahead like how or when they're going to sell their crypto, and this can cause a lot of headaches when it comes time to sell if you don't know what to watch for. So the first thing you should do before you buy crypto or right when you buy it is set clear price targets when you want to take profits. One of the biggest mistakes that I made, which was exactly this in the 2021-2022 bull run, was writing my investments all the way up and then all the way back down to the exact price that I bought them at. And after all the fees and everything, I actually ended up losing money. So when you set clear price targets where you want to take profit, that's how you're going to avoid doing what I did. So when you make a plan, be wiener stiff with that plan and stick to it. Just because you think it could go even higher, don't change your plan, just stick it out and see it through. Second, make sure you have multiple ways to sell your crypto. In past bull runs, even the most popular crypto exchanges like Coinbase experienced technical difficulties, preventing users from selling at peak prices. Creating accounts on several different crypto exchanges is one way to hedge this risk, and also learning how to sell crypto directly from your cold wallet. There's a sell function in the wallet. You can sell your crypto directly from the wallet. But just realize that even cold wallets partner with third-party centralized exchanges to sell your crypto. So ultimately, you should just have multiple crypto exchange accounts on different crypto exchanges. Now, I'm probably going to get some pushback from this next mistake I'm about to mention because I am going to call out some big-time crypto YouTubers, but I've seen a lot of people lose money because they bought a cryptocurrency or into a project that these influencers were talking about. So that's the next mistake, trusting influencers' investment advice. Just because someone has a big following doesn't mean they know what they're talking about or that they give a crap about you or your money. Okay, so most crypto influencers on YouTube and other platforms, the way that they make their money is through promotions. And a lot of the times they don't even disclose these promotions, which they are supposed to do. And I'm talking about promoting cryptocurrency projects and NFT projects. And the worst part about this is these are some of the biggest crypto channels that millions of people follow. Take Lark Davis, for example. Back in 2022, he was exposed for promoting low market cap coins to his audience, only to sell them shortly after using his audience as exit liquidity. But even more recently, like this video from 10 months ago, is an obvious paid shill, yet he didn't disclose that either. Or look at Altcoin Daily. In 2022, leaked emails revealed they charged $65,000 for a single promotional video, and many of those projects were shady at best, yet they're still one of the biggest crypto channels today. And you don't have to take my word for this. Go check out this influencer list by ZachXBT, who's one of the most respected blockchain investigators in the world, who now works with the FBI to expose scammers and hackers. He hasn't dropped a new list in a while, but that doesn't mean the shady deals have stopped. Most crypto influencers make their money selling you a dream. That's why my focus is on crypto security and crypto fundamentals to help you avoid these guys. So if you're going to invest in something, don't do it because someone on YouTube told you to do it. Do it because you did your own research and you've come to the conclusion that it might be a good idea. At the same time, we can't just blame influencers. We have to take some accountability for our own actions because no one is forcing us to do anything. Now, I've seen hundreds of comments from crypto holders who have lost hundreds or even thousands of dollars because they trusted their crypto with the wrong platform, which leads us to our next mistake, not being your own bank. One of the core principles of crypto is self-custody or being your own bank, meaning you control it. There's no middlemen and no one can block you from doing anything. So if you have your crypto sitting on an exchange or in a custodial wallet, You don't actually control it. You're basically just hoping that the person who does control it doesn't mess everything up. And if history has taught us anything, it's that they do make mistakes. FTX, BlockFi, Celsius, they all messed up big time, and when they go down, your money goes down with them. And there's really only one solution to avoid this mistake, and that's to take control of your crypto, get it into a cold wallet where no one can freeze it or gamble it away. And being your own bank isn't just about control, it's also about protection. It's the difference between trusting some random person with your money versus putting your money into a vault that only you have access to. So if you've got any real value invested in crypto and you want to hold it long term, maybe pass it on to your family, stop waiting for something bad to happen to get it into a self-custodial cold wallet. My crypto masterclass will teach you all the fundamentals you need to know on how to effectively secure and manage your crypto. So definitely check that out. I'll see you over there. God bless.